So this is the Waterworks. There's a museum below that tells you about how to save water. It's a free museum in Pennsylvania at no cost. You can enter. And it's the Fairmont. You can read it. The Fairmont Waterworks. So let me show you some of the things. They have some kids events. See, it sits on the edge of the river, and I'll show you the more outside later. They have inside areas. Inside, they have an educational center where they teach you about the different events and the different fish. And the kids can learn more about them. Right now they're digging for fish that are found in the river. In this part of the class, they're using a microscope to discover different things.
She was making new friends.
This is the Mommy and Minnows class that they have here for the kids.
Ribbit. What makes the ribbit noise?
Yeah, that's the way mine is.
And now he's over 6'2", so.
Yeah, and this is part of it, so we're going to walk you through a little bit of it and show you the different things. There's all different activities for the kids to do, like what did you put in your water today? And again, this is a no-cost interactive center.
Talking about our program, Green City Clean Waters, which is something the Philadelphia Water Department is doing. It's a 25-year plan. So what we do is we use this model to kind of demonstrate to the kids and to the public how this plan is supposed to work. So would you like me to?
Sure.
Yeah. So this is so this is what the streets in Philadelphia would look like normally today. A lot of pavement, sidewalk, cars, all that kind of stuff. You know, some grass in our row homes. So what we showed the children is kind of that below the streets, this is what it looks like. We have our sewer, and from the top, our storm drains lead to the sewer. So what happens when it rains, and I'm kind of going to simulate a little rainstorm right now.
Okay.
You notice most of the rain goes into the storm drains. So it's going to run off the street, off the sidewalk, into the sewer. And this becomes a problem because our sewers are taking all the sewage from our homes, but then they're also taking all this rainwater in. They can't contain it all and they overflow to the river. So that's how our river becomes very polluted. So instead of having these sidewalks, bike racks, all this stuff, the water department wants to add things like rain gardens and bioswales, things. These street trees are actually wonderful. So stuff that's going to absorb water. So now we kind of see that when it rains, a lot of this water is going to get caught or absorbed by all these trees and stuff as opposed to going into the storm drain.
And that's an example of the type of demonstrations that they do here that the kids can learn and also are fun. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
What's this hallway?
It's really called our history corridor. That gives you a good overview of the development of the city from the 1700s to the present and how we managed water systems.
I heard that Philadelphia was the first running water city. Is that what?
We say that Philadelphia had the first successful public water system in America. First successful. Other cities did have water systems, but we had the first successful one.
So you have.
It was both functional and beautiful.
Well, it is the largest city park.
Yes, the park really began as a protection for the water supply. So the park upstream of here, the land started as a way to protect the land from development so that the water that was pumped from the waterworks was clean.
Okay.
So there's stuff going on down here. This is our movie. We have a movie, 13-minute long, about the history. Maybe for, a little...
At the turn of the 19th century,
Not for very young.
Philadelphia was the most...
They have demonstration areas as well where they do different, this is great for the older kids.
Yes, and this is, a lot of this area is about who pollutes the river, about what we call point source and non-point source pollution.
Great, okay. Let's try to get some.
Say anything
Okay.
about flow for the love of water.
Okay.
And here are some of our artist makers.
Okay.
I'm Victoria.
Hi, sorry.
And-
Like she's up close and personal.
And this is, we were demoing our finale, our grand finale, which is going to be a light show projection, and we're going to use the facade of the building as our campus, and it'll involve a site-specific original score and footage that was taken for this specifically from the river.
Is this a permanent setup for this?
No, this will be just for that day.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it may be resurrected at different times, but this will be the first time. Encouraged to come to this event. It's free and open to the public, and we're going to have things like this, which is making music with water, in your fingers.
Cool.
And here, Ellen, this is the coolest thing. Okay. Oh, make sure that-
Oh, it's going working.
You have to put the yellow-
Here we go. Oh, you guys are the conductors.
Oh my god.
It doesn't work unless you're touching hands.
That's
That's
so
cool. Very neat.
And we'll have a very large version of this. Lee Tessman is creating it, and kids will be able to actually make a tune.
Okay.
And it'll be
And
performed as well.
so the flow event is on.
September 21st, Sunday, at 1 o'clock until dark.
Great. Thank you. And again, this is the Fairmont Park Waterworks.
Fairmont Waterworks. And then over here,
There are these discs that we call them builded discs.
Mhm.
They will be much larger, so they'll be like a foot by 15 inches, and we're going to build a giant thing of water out of them, like of different raindrops, and it's just to get people interacting with and thinking about where the water comes from and how it comes down from the sky and how we use it. And all that
really
sort of
you can
stuff.
imagine a
So
wave taking over
yes,
the deck.
taking over
Oh,
the deck.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it should be fun.
So much fun. I'm very looking forward to the flow event.
Which is going to be in that location.
Okay.
So I'm a textile designer, actually hand dye all of my own fabric in my studio in Germantown. And so for part of this event, the Waterworks, I'm actually going to be taking solid white fabric and dipping it into the river to basically catch whatever the water has as its own coloring, as its own process.
Very cool.
So it'll be a site-specific installation, part performance piece. It'll happen ahead and afterwards. And my husband's a videographer, and he's going to make a video piece documenting the process of dipping.
And seeing what's in the water.
Essentially, yes.
Yes. Oh, cool.
So that's the name RiverNet, and then the pieces, the panels that I'm rolling out right now were part of costumes I designed for the Tributaries event last December that we had in the Old Mill space.
Okay.
And that the opera singers wore.
Very cool.
So yeah, I
Thank
hope all
you.
the families come out and the kids, and thanks for
Looking for it. Thanks. So this is the Fairmont Park Waterworks. Like I said, they do have the flow event on September 21st, but you can come here anytime, and it's at no cost. What a great place to visit with the kids. Something different in Philadelphia.